Good to go.
Thank you, Connor. This is a convening of the Massachusetts Gaming Commission for the purpose of an agenda setting meeting number 182. Today is Tuesday, November 26, 2024. It's approximately 10:03 a.m. We're holding this meeting virtually, so we will do a roll call. Good morning, Commissioner O'Brien.
Good morning, I'm here.
Good morning, Commissioner Hill.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioner Skinner.
Good morning.
And good morning, Commissioner Broder.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
So with that, we are going to start with the secretary, who has us caught all up to date on minutes for the agenda setting. November 13th minutes. Secretary Skinner.
All right, Mr. Chair, I move that the commission approve the agenda setting minutes from the November 13th, 2024 meeting that is included in our packet, subject to any necessary corrections for typographical errors or other non-material matters.
Second.
Thank you. Commissioner O'Brien.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Skinner.
Aye.
Commissioner Broder.
Aye.
And I vote yes, 5-0. All right. With that, we are going to start on page 2. We're going to talk about the upcoming meeting schedule. On December 5th, we have a public meeting scheduled.
I think that's the 9 a.m. start, actually.
Okay.
'Cause
Oh,
that's,
yeah.
I have the hard stop at noon that day.
You are correct. Sorry about that mistake, Commissioner O'Brien. We'll make that change. Then we have an agenda setting on the 11th. Are we good for it? Do we want to do a 10 a.m. start for that one, or do we want to do a 9 for that one too?
The hold is for 10 right now.
All right. I know Commissioner Hill said he might mention.
I was just going to come on, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
If my fellow commissioners would agree, for the month of, well, the next few meetings, if we could start at 9:30, I would be grateful.
Does that work for everybody? 9:30 meetings. I'm getting yes from Commissioner Broder, Commissioner O'Brien. Are you
Is
good with that?
this agenda or all of them?
I think the agendas go pretty quickly. It would be the regular meetings, Commissioner O'Brien.
And is that for December only?
And January, if
And
everybody.
January?
The only caveat I have in January is it may be difficult for me to make a 9:30, but I'll do my best to give plenty of heads up if I would need a 10, but I think I can do that.
And I certainly can maneuver things around if need be, but if we can start it thinking that way, I do appreciate it. And thank you to all of you.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I should be able to make those 9:30s.
Okay, so what we will do is, let's do it this way then. If you're okay with this, Commissioner Hill, we'll default to 9:30, and on any of them we need to move up back to 10. We can do that. Is that good with everybody? I'm getting yeses across the board.
Yes, as long as it's just for December and January. And if additional meetings beyond that are required to start at 9:30 per Commissioner Hill's request, then we can address that at that time, please. Thank you.
Makes sense. All right. Do you got that, Grace?
Yes, I will just note that the December 16th meeting is scheduled to start at 11 a.m.
Got it.
Yes, at my request. Thank you.
Got it. All right. So we've dealt with the 16th. We'll do an 11 a.m. start for that one. Then the 18th and 19th, we have those dates held for an adjudicatory hearing for DraftKings suitability. Right now, public meeting on the 9th of January.
Just flagging also, that's a hard stop at noon on the 19th for me as well. So it's 9 to noon only on the 19th.
Yeah, Commissioner O'Brien, we have that communicated to the licensee, and so we're aware of that. So we have the 9 a.m. start that second day.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. that takes us back to the 15th. We have an agenda setting. The 23rd, a public meeting. We'll try to start it at 9:30. On the 29th, an agenda setting. And then a PSI suitability hearing for January 30th. Anything else to add from the commissioners or the team right now to this schedule?
Yes, good morning, Chair. Sports Vision would like to add a meeting in January if possible for the quarterly reports.
Okay. We'll work with, is it good, commissioners, to work on our schedules to see if we can find that date for Carrie? Works for me.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's talk about Thursday, December 5th. Again, we're going to have an early start that date. ED Serpa, administrative update.
I think we did, Mr. Chair, we can forego the administrative update next Thursday.
That may help, given some time constraints. Commissioner Skinner, meeting minutes.
Yes, and Grace has the dates for those. We will also have a set of executive session meeting minutes ready, the most recent executive session. And I don't know if there will be a need to go into executive session for any other matter, but I would request that we do at least go into executive session for review and voting on those minutes, just out of respect for legal's time and turning those around so quickly. Particularly Judy and Autumn.
I'm perfectly fine with that. It's just reading some language into the record. Commissioner O'Brien.
The only question I have, and this is going into the recesses of my brain, I don't know if you can go into executive for the sole purpose of doing minutes. That would be the only rub.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was secretary, I always held them till the next meeting, but that was because, I mean, that's just what we had done. So I did it for our precedent, but I haven't checked the.
I could be wrong, or it could be an interpretation that's been shifted, but that's how we've been doing it. I agree with you. Keeping up on top, caught up is great, but just something for legal to look at.
I turned to legal, and the goal really is to just get through the backlog. That's part of what this is. So I defer to Todd on the legal question, obviously.
We'll hold it if it's possible, and if not, we'll make sure it gets on the first meeting we can possibly do it. How does that sound? All right, perfect. All right, legislative update, Commissioner Hill. Hold that. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll
no,
hold it.
Hold it, because I think we're going to come forward with a request on sending a letter, so I want everybody to know about it. And I'll give you an update of what's been happening over the last couple of weeks. So yes.
All right, sounds good. Councilor Grossman, regulations.
We're going to go right over to Judy for this one.
Good morning. So if possible, we'd like to push back 205 CMR 1505. I have something that's going to take me out of the office on December 5th. So the first presentation of these regs will occur December 16th, and then the subsequent presentation will occur at the Jan 9th meeting, and we'll ask for a vote at that time.
Got it. I'm good with that. Commissioners, are we good with that?
Thanks very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Fanatics House rules, are we moving that?
We are actually going to pull this. We've worked with the operator and it's no longer necessary. So we'll pull the Fanatics House rules, but we will have DraftKings House rules and PSI House rules.
Okay. Do you expect those to be typical 15 to 30 minute?
Yes. Yeah.
Conversation? Okay. All right. Thank you. Anything else on that front, Carrie?
Nothing right now. Thank you.
All right. I know Dr. Lightbound is out, so I was going to go to Commissioner Hill to see if we're still good.
Number 6 and 7, we're all good for December 5th.
Got it. All right. Chief Delaney, the quarterly reports.
Yep, we should be all set. I've asked our licensees to get us their materials by the close of business tomorrow, so we can get them out to the commissioners timely, given the long weekend.
We appreciate again them moving that for us earlier. So thank you, Joe. And then an update on the sports wagering non-compliance matter by CEC Kramer and that team. From the IEB.
Sorry, I just went to unmute and that didn't work. Yes, we will have a recommendation of an assessment for that day.
Yeah. All right. So on December 5th, anything to add?
I don't have anything to add, but I'm wondering, given my need to leave, could we flip-flop 8 and 9? So that if for some reason I need to exit for the quarterlies?
That makes a lot of sense, Commissioner O'Brien. Easily done, as long as I'm assuming that, Caitlin, there's no reason you can't do it.
No, not at all. And it's usually quite quick.
Right, thanks.
Easy. All right. If there's nothing else to add, let's go to the 16th. ED Serpa, do we want to hold administrative update for that date?
Yes, let's hold 10 minutes. It's fine.
Got it. Commissioner Skinner, will we have meeting minutes?
Yes.
Excuse me. All right, thank you. Legislative update?
So depending on what happens at our next meeting with my legislative update, I'd ask that we put a hold on it, but I don't think we're going to need it.
All right. I believe we will be covering 205 CMR 15.05, but it will not be the final authorization vote. It'll probably be our first conversation. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right.
So if possible, I do recognize that meeting starts a little bit later in the day. I would anticipate it probably being longer than the 15 minutes that's allocated on that meeting now.
All right. How long do you think it will be?
I would say maybe 25 to 30. We hope to have everything kind of ironed out by then, maybe in some 2x2s or anything like that, but I'd rather overestimate than under.
The answer is always, well, it depends how long you commissioners ask questions, right?
I'm hoping that you like what you see, so we'll try our best.
All right. I always just like the estimate so we know and then can break for lunch and so forth.
Completely understand.
All right. Chief of Sports Wagering, Teresi.
Nothing
we
to
have
add right now. Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Hill, we have something held for Dr. Lightbound that day.
And to my knowledge, we're all set and ready to go with that one as well.
All right. And then we have an update discussion on next steps with DPH, but I believe that, so I see Commissioner O'Brien is on there, Dean is on there. I believe that Commissioner Skinner was doing some DPH work too.
Yeah,
Yes,
you can add my
this
name
is-
please to that.
Yeah, this is Dean giving sort of an update on the staff stuff, and Commissioner Skinner and I talked earlier this morning process-wise on her continued involvement, and then Commissioner Hill and I can decide, which one of us will continue as well.
All right.
That's fine with me, Mr. Chairman.
Works great. All right. Anything to add to the 16th from the commissioners or the team? I see Joe's hands up. Chief Delaney.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. We'd like to put about 15 minutes on for discussion on a community mitigation fund grant that we want to repurpose. This is the grant that we gave to DCR for the design of the pedestrian bridge across the Mystic River, which is looking to be transferred over to MassDOT to complete that design. So it's a little complicated, the discussion, so I think it might need 15 minutes rather than the usual 5 or 10 that those things usually take.
Got it. Okay. Works for me. Director Vanderlinden.
Good morning. Could I add?
Commissioners, are we all good? Just one second. Are we all good with adding that 15 minutes? I meant to ask. All right. Sometimes I see heads and then sometimes I don't. So with that, all right, Joe, I think you got what you need. Let's go to Director Vanderlinden, and then we'll go to Director Monahan.
Yeah, could we add an update on the AI work group?
How long do you anticipate that will be? No, Commissioner
20
O'Brien.
minutes?
Yeah. Okay. Are we good with that? All right. I'm seeing yeses. All right, let's add that in. Director Monahan.
Hello. We are going to have a sports wagering non-compliance matter for the commission's review and decision on next steps.
15 minutes?
Yeah.
All right. Commissioners, we good with that? I know we got to move these matters along. All right. Anything else to add? Now, we are starting later that day, right?
I do have one other thing. We need to get that HG Bora matter scheduled back up, and hoping to do that on the 16th. That's probably a longer conversation.
Can we do that? Yeah. Can we do that earlier? I'm sitting here thinking to myself, do you think we can get them on earlier?
In the day?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Sure.
I don't like saving the mentally taxing heavy subjects to the end of a meeting.
Yeah, that is going to be a thought-provoking one. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, and I think the parties are happy to do that whenever the commission is ready for it.
So commissioners, are we okay with adding that, and B, okay with putting it pretty early on in the conversation?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, okay. All right, we can add that. Councilor Grossman?
Thank you very much.
Anything else to add to that date? All right. We're going to move to January 9th. There's nothing to add. Dean, I'll hold an administrative update if you're good with that. All right. Commissioner Skinner, meeting minutes. We'll hold those. Commissioner Hill, legislative update.
No need for that one, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
All right. Councilor Grossman, your team needs some regulations discussed.
I don't believe so.
Judy will need her final vote. I as soon as I saw her camera. All right, so we will put down that final vote for 205 CMR 15.05.
Yeah.
All right. Chief Teresi.
Nothing right now, but likely we'll have something by then.
All right. Director Vanderlinden. Update on responsible gaming framework. One of my favorite meetings we have every year.
Let's keep it.
All right. Good way to kick off the new year.
Big changes coming.
Anything else to add? Director Monahan.
We have two items that we'd request adding. The first is an executive session regarding union negotiations. And then the second is we're going to be requesting, IEB is going to be requesting a waiver of a reg related to audited financial statements.
Okay. All right. I'm fine with adding both of those. Commissioners, are we good with that? Commissioner Skinner, that may be our first opportunity to get those minutes in too, if we don't have anything pop up before then. But anything else to add on that date? All right, we're on the 23rd. ED Serpa, are we going to hold an administrative update? All right, good. Yep, I'm getting a yes. Commissioner Skinner, meeting minutes.
Yes.
All right, Commissioner Hill, do we want a legislative update?
Yes, please.
All right, we'll hold it. Councilor Grossman, your team, any other regulations?
I don't believe so.
right. Chief Sports Wagering, Teresi.
Nothing to add right now. Thank you.
All right. The early economic impact of the sports betting in the Commonwealth.
We should be set for that.
All right. We appreciate that. And Dr. Andrews. And then the quarterly report. Are we wanting to do that too that day?
Yes.
All right. Commissioners, are we good with that as written right now? All right. Let's turn to page 7 under review. Commissioner O'Brien, Compliance Committee.
Yeah, still under review, but Commissioner Skinner and I have talked about this because we're both on the compliance working group. I want to bring ED Serpa kind of up to speed, and then we can figure out, there's an inward and an outward facing component of this. So hopefully by January, we can have an update, sort of the directions that those are going to take.
All right. And then that would be presented to the commission in full.
Correct. It would be the preliminary ideas, and then I think that we'd go back off and finalize based on that conversation.
Got it. All right. Sounds good to me. Commissioners, anything to add there? All right. HCA compliance. That's Commissioner Skinner and Joe.
Yeah, still under review.
All right.
And we'll try to make some headway so that we can have something at least to report sometime at the top of the year.
All right. Discussion of illegal markets.
So Commissioner Skinner and I need to be brought up to speed. There was a meeting that she and I need to be briefed on that happened in our absence. We were invited in another one that happened. I think Todd was gracious enough to forward some documentation on that. Don't think it would be pulled off review at this point, Commissioner Skinner, unless you feel otherwise.
No, I agree. Thank you.
All right. And as I stated, I think last time, we know that there's been movement over there at the Attorney General's office, and we appreciate all the work that they do. Blocking software, possible adoption.
Yeah. I mean, this was discussed, or there's a budget approved by the commission a few weeks back when Derek updated the commission, and we added that. So I'm under the impression that maybe that's taken care of and we can just simply remove it. I'm happy to provide an update of what the division is thinking on this matter. But in terms of possible adoption, I feel like there's a green light to move it forward.
I think, yeah, so I think I won't speak for all the commissioners, but I would like to at least be briefed on what the rollout looks like, what's going on, what the plan is. I hear what you're saying, and we have supported this throughout, no question, if you look back at the meetings, but actually seeing how it's implemented.
Sure.
Yeah.
So there's a piece of it where there would likely be a procurement that we're engaging in on it. And so it would probably be after that procurement period, right? I'm open either way. I can give you a status of where things stand right now, which isn't a lot, or after a procurement, which would be a lot more detail.
See Commissioner O'Brien.
Yeah, I think it'd be better to get us up to speed to see if anybody wanted to participate in the RFP, or what, if there's any other thoughts to add to whatever the team is going to be for the RFP.
Okay. Happy to do that. So then why don't we go ahead and add it to a date? Can we add this to January 23rd then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're gonna have a lot to do that day, Director Van der Linden. But yes, we will add that on there.
I think January 9th, Long and I are working on this. I think January 9th may be a little soon. So I guess we could have put it on the 9th, and then if we need to bump it to the 23rd, we can.
The 9th we're having to start. Is that the meeting we're starting late? Oh, it's not. Okay, if you want to shoot for the 9th.
Okay.
Sure.
No, I think you're thinking of December rather than January.
Yeah, I know. My brain's going back.
Yeah, so
All right.
let's put it on the 9th. I think we're excited to get this moving, and so this would be an important step in continuing to advance it. So let's do that.
All right. Works for me.
What date did we end up with? I'm sorry.
The 9th.
Thursday, January 9th.
Are you good with that, Commissioner Skinner? All right. Everybody good with that? All right. We still have this Bally's 90-day audit on here. It's been kicking around for a while.
Yes, so we're ready to report on the Bally Bet technical security audit. I will defer to you when it's best to present it, but we're ready to report.
All right, so maybe we can work with the sports wagering division to see when they think they should go forward, if they have an opinion.
I think whatever date works for Christian would be fine with us.
All right.
Okay. The 16th could work for us.
Okay, that is that late start meeting. I actually do have that written down. Can we do it possibly in a January meeting, Christian, not lose anything we need?
Yes, that's fine.
All right. All right, so we'll move it to that first January 9th meeting.
Okay.
That works for you. How long do you think it will take?
10 minutes at most. I'll keep it high level. If we wanted to discuss any of the findings, I think we will probably need an executive session for that. But again, that's if any of the commissioners would like to discuss that, but I can present it at a very high level publicly.
All right. Works for me. Commissioners, are we good with that? All right, I'm getting green lights.
Okay.
Thank you, Christian. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Compliance update reports.
We could keep this under review for now.
Got it. Staff evals. I know we kept it on there just to keep us honest. Commissioners, are we working on those? I'm currently working on them myself. All right, I'm seeing yeses. We'll leave that on until we get a little further with them. Update and discussion on exhibitions, included in the event catalog. I know that Commissioner O'Brien and a few of us discussed that in an open meeting. Keep that under review.
Still under review. Thank you.
All
Yeah,
right.
you know what I've been thinking might be helpful, Carrie, is just forwarding to us sort of how they're handled now. I mean, I think they're sort of generically allowed, but maybe if you can forward the language to us sort of as it stands.
Sure.
I know you guys are diving in deeper and it's going to come up
Yep.
later. Might be helpful.
Sure.
Yeah. And I imagine at some point we'll want to see a comparison to other jurisdictions, which I know we can probably pull from the publications we have, but if we can get those, that'll be helpful, I think. Anything else to put under review?
Mr. Chair, just to add this to the list, the GameSense Information Center Management contract is up at the end of fiscal year 2025. And I've been talking with Long and a couple others just about next steps in that area. And we wanted to ask if there was any commissioner who would like to be involved in that process to join our group as we further those discussions.
That makes sense to me. Whoever wants to be a part of it makes sense to me. I know that everybody cares about the issue.
I'll jump in on that one,
Great.
along with, I think Commissioner Hill has his mic off. So
I was gonna say I would be more than happy to be part of it as well, but
Yeah, we can take two.
we do have a new commissioner, and I don't know if
I
you
was
would
sitting
like
here
to
thinking,
jump
I
into
remember-
something that, we all love and all would jump on, but I do have some responsibilities elsewhere that if he wanted to jump on, but
Ready, willing, and able, if that is the play. Happy to do it.
I can tell you that I remember when I first started looking down these lists and never seeing my name on any of this. So I remember that feeling, Commissioner Broder. So we're gonna fix that feeling quickly.
Outstanding. Great. Thank you.
We're gonna make
Yeah.
a great team, Commissioner.
What's that?
We're gonna make a great team.
I'm ready.
All right, Director Van der Linden, you have your hand up. No, but you're muted. So that's mixed signals, Director Van der Linden.
I'm gonna lower my hand and turn on my mic.
All right.
Similar, the Sigma ISA is ending on June 30th of 25. And so if there's a commissioner that wants to be involved in a re-procurement, we won't call it Sigma, but re-procurement of the research contract.
Could that be Commissioner O'Brien?
So yeah, I'm going to throw Commissioner Hill into the bus. So I'm wondering if the two of us jump in on that one.
All right.
Great.
more than
Not to
happy.
force you into it, Brad, but
More than happy.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Anything else to add under review? This is probably related, Joe. I hadn't planned on saying this, but I'm sitting here thinking about it. I want my fellow commissioners to know. Commissioner Broder and I did receive an email from one of the communities that wanted to have a more in-depth conversation on a couple of matters. And we've talked about it before. It's some matters related to Revere. So that said, once it's pertinent and ripe, I think having another discussion on that matter. But we did receive an email, and so wanted all the commissioners to know that that did come in.
Sorry.
it would be helpful to get that forwarded to the other three of us.
Yeah, or at least share the little bit more about what it is the email pertains to.
Right. As long as they don't forward their responses, then they can just forward the body to the three of us.
Well, and that's what the reason I'm mentioning it now, Commissioner O'Brien, is that I want to do it in a responsible way that meets the letter of the law, and make sure that we do get that from the team. We'll get it to you. I didn't want to forward it with comment, obviously.
Right.
So we'll do that. We'll send that around. But it's it's largely what we've been talking about the last few years about their status. So
right.
All right. Anything else? Well, I hope that everyone that celebrates has a wonderful Thanksgiving, and that everyone has a good time with their family and good time off. And I just want to say that I'm grateful and thankful for everybody that works here at the commission, commissioners, staff, our partners outside the building, inside the building. And we're grateful for all that you do.
Well said, Mr. Chairman. Well said.
Thank you, Commissioner Broder.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I hope the rain doesn't dampen people's activities outside, but I'm sure you'll love the long weekend. So thank you for everything that you do.
Just adding my sentiments as well. Rest well, eat good, enjoy your friends and family. And yeah, it's what it's all about. Take care of yourselves.
Anything from the cookie baker?
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
So I'm going to count that as commissioner updates, both my Revere update and those comments. Any other business? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Commissioner O'Brien,
Aye.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Skinner,
Aye.
Commissioner Broder,
Aye.
and I vote yes. Thank you, everyone.